What's going on, people? My name is Batman, and I want to talk about the final and total destruction of what little credibility EA and or DICE had with the Battlefield community. As many of you may now know, Naval Strike has been delayed on the PC and the Xbox One, and that by itself isn't the problem. In fact, I think most of us were expecting a delay of some sort, considering they halted all work on DLC for a few weeks back in December, and most of us obviously would prefer a finished product instead of another buggy Battlefield release buttfuck. And I also was expecting a delay of some sort, specifically because they came out with the trailer awfully late. Usually with DLC, you'll see games like Battlefield or COD start building hype about 2 to 3 weeks in advance, usually with the release of a trailer, but Battlefield waited until the 19th to release their trailer for a release date on the 25th, which I interpreted to mean that they were busting ass to make up for their lost time when they halted DLC production to fix those launch issues, but they weren't sure they were going to be ready in time for the original release date and didn't want to release the trailer until they knew for sure they'd be ready by the date specified in said trailer. Basically, there's obviously a level of chaos taking place behind the scenes right now. But what's really frustrating, and in some cases and in some ways infuriating, is the way they did it. With PC, they released a blog post on their website at 11 o'clock last night on the 24th, literally at the final hour before release. With Xbox One, they didn't even announce it until like 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern on the 25th, the day it was supposed to be released. I cannot help but think that this is part of a calculated strategy of using very sneaky PR tactics to meet the projected premium membership sales quotas despite failing to meet the development deadlines. They've stated that they are aiming for an early April release now, that we can expect it in early April, which means they are at least a week behind where they need to be. So I have the exact same question that I had regarding the launch of the entire game itself. How could a problem so big that it takes a week to fix have not been noticed until the day of release? And once they realized that they had this problem, how long did it take them to figure out that it wasn't going to be ready for at least a week? Because again, they basically waited until the very end of the day to announce that Naval Strike would not be available for a week. Was there a stretch of time from like 9 to 5 while everybody was at their desk where they were like, yeah, you know, we can get this out, we just need one more hour, don't announce the delay yet? And then at 5 o'clock they're like, never mind, this is going to take a whole nother work week, sorry. No, fuck that. I don't believe for a second that it took them, DICE or EA or whoever, till the very last hour the night of the 24th or the final hours of the 25th, the scheduled motherfucking release date, to figure out that Naval Strike wasn't ready for release. They had to have known at least a day in advance, but realistically, they must have known a couple days in advance, you know? This isn't just some small thing. If this is going to take a week to fix, this is a pretty big problem. That's a lot of code they have to rewrite. So the first question is, if they knew there were these problems in advance, why not just delay it for an extra week just to be safe? Nobody would be pissed. In fact, I bet people would have commended DICE and EA for that move, and I'm sure understand that production got pushed back a bit because of the DLC development halt in December. But EA had to get this DLC out before Ghost DLC drops, which is a week from today. And for some reason it's always on Tuesday. It has to be on Tuesdays no matter what, and I'm assuming that has something to do with word of mouth reaching a peak right in time for the weekend. And the idea is, if Battlefield sells you their DLC, Mom won't dish out another $15 for the Ghost DLC in a week, right? It's just direct competition. Or in the case of the game's launch, you won't have another $60 for Ghosts if you just spent $60 on Battlefield 4 a week before. So this is a situation eerily similar, if not identical, to that of the launch and its issues. They had to push it out today no matter what, or at the very least, make it seem like they were pushing it out today. Because the next question is, why do you wait until the very last minute, or even way past the very last minute, to announce the delay? Because you want as many people as possible to buy premium either the day before or the day of, anticipating the premium release. In regards to PC, because they announced it in a blog post on the website that a majority of the players do not check regularly, and because they did it in the middle of the night on a school night, work night, while everyone was sleeping, the word of mouth isn't going to get around very quickly, and plenty of people will have bought Premium yesterday before they had announced any delay, looking forward to playing it when they woke up today or when they got home from school or work, and plenty of people are going to get on today after school or work thinking it's already been released because not everyone checks the fucking battle log forums regularly, especially not folks who haven't even bought Premium yet. And they're going to buy Premium expecting to be able to play Naval Strike only to find out afterwards that there's a delay after they have spent the non-refundable $50 and spent some time on Google figuring out, what the fuck is going on. I bet you there were multitudes of people today who got on, tried to get Naval Strike, didn't see it, and thought to themselves, oh, I probably just need Premium to see it because it's the Premium release only. And so they buy fucking Premium and then realize that no, it's just not there, period. Right, because this is the Premium release. That's important to remember. This is the early access release that Premium members get that is specifically designed to motivate people to come buy Premium so that they can play it today and not 2 weeks down the road. And now they've announced that non-Premium members on the X1 and PC are going to have to wait another 2 weeks after Premium members get it just so the Premium members can say they had it exclusively. And it's like, is it supposed to make me feel better knowing that a bunch of other people have to wait a whole lot longer also? Because it doesn't make me feel better. But I don't think they're actually doing that for us. I think they're just maintaining that non-premium delay to continue to encourage more premium sales. Because selling premium memberships is EA's top priority after the game has released. For one, premium memberships are the best way to make money post-release, and if they sell you a premium package, it's the equivalent of successfully selling you all their DLC. And if you have the premium package, you're much more likely to get back on the game every time new DLC drops, whereas if you're just buying each DLC individually, you'll probably buy the first one, buy the second one, but then there's a gradual and eventually a steep drop-off in terms of DLC sales, and that sucks because then the playlists are empty on the final DLC. So Premium solves that. And it's always good to have players returning to the game, audience retention. If they got bored of Battlefield like you do, maybe they hop back on when a new DLC comes out because they have Premium. So it's free, so why the hell not? And then while they're playing, they get hooked again. They're that much more likely to buy the next Battlefield game. It'll reignite their word of mouth. They're playing Battlefield, telling friends to get on Battlefield with them. Again, exponentials, causal chains, audience retention. It's just really good for a series health in a million different ways. So because of all of that, it's very, very important to EA that they sell you that premium membership and that they sell it to you very early on, because again, there's a point where sales and interest naturally drop off, as they do for all products. And at that point, it becomes infinitely more challenging to sell premium and especially DLC individually and get people back on the game because other games are coming out, they have their own DLC, etc., etc. It's very important to sell that premium membership ASA motherfucking P. This is why even when they knew the launch was fucked up with bugs, they still went ahead and spent the first month of release, the game release, continuing to work on China Rising. And they made sure to get that out before announcing they were halting all DLC work until the launch bugs were fixed, because they wanted all the motherfuckers who hadn't pre-ordered to get premium right away, because they want to essentially sell you all of their DLC at the earliest possible point when interest is at its highest, because the game has just released and nobody has gotten bored of it yet. Because when people buy a DLC pack, rarely are they just going to spend the $15. If they're interested in a game's DLC at all, most people see the logic in spending the $50 to get all the DLC down the road as well. And I feel I was personally duped in this regard, because I am one of those people who bought Premium the day before, anticipating playing Naval Strike today. And it's like, this is just the final nail in the coffin for what was DICE's credibility with its fanbase. It's fascinating to see how far they have fallen so quickly in the eyes of some of their most ardent supporters and loyal Battlefield fans. And it's an epic fail, because that was one of DICE's key PR advantages over Call of Duty. Everybody knows Activision and Infinity Ward and whoever else do not give a fuck about their fanbase. DICE was the honorable studio, the studio that was in it for more than just money, the studio that valued its community. But that no longer seems to be the case, and it's very unfortunate. Please remember to rate. This is Batman, signing out.